Yo, yo, yo. It is Thursday night. We're back, ready for action, talking car audio, things like that. What's up, Dean?
What's up with you?
Nothing much, man.
How
Living
did
the
last
dream.
week go?
Oh, went good. I ended up streaming with Fro.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was going to be he was going to be in Arizona. I hit him up and we just did a late stream since he's always just barely getting off work by the time we stream. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we had fun. It was the Fro Knows Audio show.
That 3 hour time difference is brutal.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my
It's,
god.
yeah, especially for you because that would be even, yeah.
That's like it's like
Yeah,
2 hours for you,
right.
but
Yeah,
it's
two
three
hours.
hours for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dude, I mean, we were oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I'm still freaking dead. You know, like we uh we got no sleep, bro. I mean, it wasn't like so. This was different than any other trip we've ever been on because this was a good friend of the industry, the Todd Ramsey, um, who's had like a crazy career. Like he's been the editor of the magazine. He's worked for MECP. He's written MECP guides. He's done work for JL Audio. He's done work for everybody. Audio control, Orca. Um, and then he works with Brian from Mobile Solutions and Master Tech Expo. And he's done stuff for Knowledge Fest, and he's just one of those guys. And he's had cancer for like the last year and a half,
Yeah.
but it was we no one really talked about it. It was not like good cancer, and they went in and they're like, yeah, we got to close you back up and just you know sorry. Um, so we were supposed to be building this car to hand it off to him, as
Right.
like, and then he passed away last week. So that really sucked, but we still did the car anyways. Um, it was an E63 Mercedes.
So I'm assuming there'll be video on this then.
I don't know what there's going to be on it because I don't know what Fernando captured because like I was busy the whole time
Yeah.
just working on it. We had a ton of guys working on it. So we had Gary Bell from Old Fashioned Podcast, Tom Miller and TJ from Musicar. Tom Miller was the head designer. Myself, Fernando, uh, this gentleman by the name of Herman, and his partner Junior from a stereo place out in California. Herman also works for Orca, so he does Moscone trainings. He's like an expert in Moscone. Um, So he does all the tuning and training on Barney and all that crap. And then we had a couple guys come in, like at the last hour. This guy by the name of Jeremy Katz, who does some. If everyone's ever heard of JK tape, that's his baby. He's basically responsible for Tessa tape in the U.S. and creating
Oh,
that whole headache.
yeah.
So along with while that was going on, we still had a class that was being taught for Orca. So with all their little projects and stuff like that, and there was like 25 people there to do that. So, and it was. I just got done listening to Todd's interview in the Old Fashioned Podcast. Yeah, the last interview they did was with Todd Ramsey. So for those of you guys know,
Right.
sounds kind of familiar. Um, and then Monday we had a big party. uh, a remembrance party or whatever you call those things. But
Celebration of life.
there you go. And a
Mm.
bunch of guys flew in. So, there was people in and out all, the last couple like Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. And it was just a madhouse, man. Oh my God. And it was like get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Actually get up at 6:30, get there by 7:15. Um, and then work until 6:30, which is dinner time, eat dinner, come back and stay. One night was like midnight, which turned out to be 12:30. Then it was like 1, which was 1:30. But every night was there till about 1. And then I would come home and edit photos to post up on their page.
Yeah.
So it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock before I was like this. Oh yeah, I gotta go to bed.
That's your usual schedule, isn't it? Or you might have been waking up more early this.
Well,
I don't
okay,
know
so
what.
you gotta remember it's 3 hours, so 3 o'clock is 5 in the morning, man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, we were getting done at 1 in the morning, which is 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
So it was brutal,
but then you
man.
got to sleep until 10, technically.
Yeah, we'll say 9:30.
Yeah. uh, I don't get the reference on this one. Well, I must be out of the loop.
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, no, he was not there. However, hmm, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. No, he was not there. It has nothing to do with stuff like this, man.
Yeah.
It's just so far out of his wheelhouse. So
Well,
yeah,
with you being in Arizona, I figured we could talk about Arizona. The title of the show is Arizona is the Car Audio Oasis.
it
Now,
is.
I don't know if this is still true, so that's where you come in. But back in the day, you started off Rockford Fosgate,
Yep.
MTX, Extant, Orion,
Precision power.
Precision Power. There's got to be more than that I'm not thinking of.
Well, high phonics and stuff like that were all over. But MTX, so you have acoustic and the whole MyTech group. Who Lloyd Ivy just passed away this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he passed away. Yeah, it's in the news tomorrow. He just Lloyd. Oddly enough, he passed away, but everyone was concentrating on Todd Ramsey, so it's very strange.
Right. Yeah.
Get trumped, especially it was Lloyd Ivy, but
Dang, dude. What a bad week for car audio.
yeah.
It was like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I think
Oh,
I heard about vaguely something about that. So
okay.
okay, makes sense. Now the joke makes sense.
So he
Just
locked up a couple people in his fence.
apparently, yeah. I'd heard something. I didn't hear the situation. I just
Huh.
knew that there was some arrest or
He got arrested for
like that.
kidnapping, drugs, and guns.
Hit all three. Hit the top
I
three.
mean, if you're gonna go away for something. I mean, there again, you're saying that, not us.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know.
Yeah, if it's true, that sucks. If it's not true, that still sucks.
Right.
No, definitely not anywhere where we were at. Um, but so currently in Arizona, you still have Rockford, you
Right.
still have MTX.
Right.
Um, I'm sure there's still a couple other companies too. I mean,
Mobile Solutions is a big. They're different. They're not like they're a cardio brand, but not in the way that you think of them as.
yeah, I mean they're an accessories brand, so I mean
Right.
it's tools for installation, and they're literally right across the street from Rockford. So, we had our meeting with Rockford Thursday, which was amazing. Um, Cicada, thank you. Yes, Cicada is there,
Yep.
which brings me to another point. And since you've mentioned Cicada, do you know what other company Cicada owns?
You know
I'll give
what?
you a clue. I'll give you guys a clue.
Yeah.
You just got done talking about the gentleman, robot, whatever,
Yeah.
and you talked.
Oh. Yes, I did know this. It's I just done the bass knob or whatever it is. Oh my goodness. It's
Come on, guys, you got to
L
know the name of that
L or
company.
something. I can't remember the freaking name.
Recoil.
Recoil.
Boom.
Yeah, Recoil.
Right.
Right.
The gentleman that owns Cicada, is Larry,
Right.
also owns Recoil. Yep. So, and is apparently pretty okay friends with Mr. Robot Underground guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's there quite a bit doing stuff for them. So yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Recoil. I just assumed they were kind of like a NVX style situation.
Well, he's not involved with them, so to speak.
Right.
Larry owns the company, and apparently when they need somebody to unload their trucks, they call that guy and he comes out and he unloads the trucks for them. He's just he just helps out. I guess there again. He's my buddy that works for Cicada was telling me this. So he's like, oh yeah, he's in all the time. I was like, really? He goes, yeah. They always call him to help us unload the trucks, and I was like, huh,
Contractor,
yeah,
basically.
but
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Yeah. I mean, some of the recoil stuff seems halfway decent for budget. As far as budget stuff goes, it's like now we give Scar a lot of crap, but I will say, like, if you compare Scar to like back in the 90s when we had these wild off-brand flea market, they were just putting like chip amps and calling them 100 watts by 4. Like,
Yeah.
Scar is leaps and bounds above that
Oh yeah.
because you're actually getting the power now, but it's still budget. It's just
Yeah, and he wants it to be budget.
right.
I mean, have you seen their sub enclosures that they're making now? Like the purpose built ones, like
No,
that are car specific. I mean,
I didn't know they were
dude,
doing
they're
that.
making some really nice looking fiberglass enclosures for cars.
Hmm.
And my buddy is working there again, so uh he's in charge of a lot of that. And I, of course, was talking to Kevin 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey, here's a crazy thought. Could you put your name smaller, like smaller on those boxes? 'Cause those are really nice boxes, and I just don't want your name on them." I tell you what, I have a better idea. Take your name off and charge me $100 more. It'll still be an exceptional value, and I'll buy it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Paul's still buying them anyways, but it's like,
Well, I will say that like the regular like if someone wants a cheap box and they ask me
Mhm.
for suggestions, I will recommend that one because it's well built. It's got
Yeah.
a huge Scar logo on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, he's
So if they can get past that, it's
yeah,
it's a good box. I mean, it's not just a piece of junk. So
yeah.
and it's
No,
only like $120 or something.
oh,
So
it's ridiculous. I told him
yeah,
he's selling them way too cheap. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like, make some money on this stuff. You don't have to be the cheapest guy in town all the time.
right.
But I don't know. We'll see. Kevin's a nice guy. I like Kevin. And he's got a lot of neat ideas. He's one of the smartest guys you'll ever meet. Hate the company all you want, but Kevin's a freaking really smart guy, and he's so ambitious. I
Yeah.
mean, it's pretty neat.
And to be fair, we hate on most anything. We can hate on anything at any given
Oh
time.
yeah, I mean everyone's gonna hate on.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean it's whatever.
Yeah. I got a very good recommendation for you, Bobby. Just put it on the wall because it's a piece of junk.
I mean, put it in your car. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
What's up, El Fuego?
El Fuego, what's up? From the PNW. Speaking of which, I tested this this other Timu. So that Timu really doesn't have subwoofers. So I'm in there looking around. I'm like, okay, they have a couple like pile type drivers, and 8-inch was the biggest I could find.
Okay.
So I ended up getting an all-in-one with a little amp built in, and paid $80 for it. Totally got ripped off, but people like the video, so
You paid $80 for it?
I paid $80 for it. Absolutely got ripped off.
For an 8-inch?
And an 8-inch in a box with a little Bluetooth amp.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Yeah. Okay.
And it looks like it had on the listing, it looks like it had a piezo tweeter in front of the woofer and then a piezo separate. But really, what it is, it's a 8-inch with a 2-inch full range Bluetooth chip amp. So honest, and it comes with a plug. You can either do 12 volt or 120 volts. And
Okay.
I mean, it makes a decent Bluetooth speaker. It's
Well,
louder
I
than
mean,
most
it sounds
Bluetooth
like it probably
speakers.
works great inside the house.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not for cars at all. It literally, well, it's right here. Let's take a look at it. What it says on the box.
Car subwoofer. Oh.
Car
That's 91
subwoofer,
dBs of efficient.
51 to 20 kilohertz or 50 to 20 kilohertz.
I mean, that's telling you right there. It does not bump.
Yeah. It does not bump, though. Yep.
Hmm. That sucks.
Well, yeah, that's what I've been up to. What all were you guys doing? What can you talk about that you were doing
So
in Arizona?
Thursday we went to Rockford and looked at the products that we're going to be talking about at SEMA that we're going to tell you guys about next week. I mean, that's just it. It, so I'll tease it a little bit as much as I can. It's just easy enough to say it's going to be car, and it's purpose. The motto of Rockford is purpose built car audio.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's car audio that is purpose built, and that's. I mean, you could probably figure it out. Don't guess, for God's sakes. Don't guess. It's because I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. So it's not even worth guessing. But you could probably figure out, like, and not what car, but in general idea of what we're talking about. Um, it's going to be neat for the people that this is for, which will be cool. Um, the rest of the stuff that I know you guys are really dying for, you're probably thinking 2025, 2026 before you're going to see what you guys are asking for, because I know what you guys want, and they know what you guys want. It's just a matter of getting to it. Um, but so we went with them. We got to hear it. Um, that was cool because we've known about it for 3 years. So, and then once we get done with that, then we can tell you guys where it's at in the video, because it is in the video. Um, it's like, when are you guys gonna release this so we can tell people where it's at in the video? But no, then we went over to Mobile Solutions, started doing some prep work. These things are really cool because they bring in these dealers. These dealers buy into this training, so it's not like it's free. They have to do a buy-in. And then they go out there and they learn a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm sure you've seen all the little Mobile Solutions plaques and stuff that they make, and the amount of like stuff that you learn just building these little plaques is like unbelievable, because there's so much technique that goes into it that it's just, I always look at it, I'm like, that's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just gonna be over here doing my thing. Y'all just stay with that. But as far as the car went, it was one of those things where it was like we weren't supposed, like, we Ken drilling holes. We weren't supposed to cut anything that we couldn't put back to factory. So that was interesting. Um, Tom Miller from Musicar, he made new sail panel inserts for the front that to fit the Utopia M tweeter in there, and so Junior reworked those body. Dude, they look factory, and they were 3D printed. I mean, they looked, other than the Focal logo on them, they were the most factory looking things I was like, damn, like, that was pretty cool. And then we ran into a problem because we were supposed to put the mid range in the door, but the mid range of the door was a 2.5, and they went with the Utopia M 3-way or 3-inch that was not going to fit in the door at all because it sits next to the 6.5, and it's like the dumbest thing ever. So Herman wanted to put them up in the top of the dash, and somebody said, sure. So he got in there and started cutting it out. And it was like, oh, crap. So then a bunch of guys had their hands as far as making new grills to go over the top of them. Because in the Mercedes, the whole just these two giant grills because it's an air vent. So
Right.
it was just a matter of remanufacturing this grill insert for it. It turned out, I mean, you couldn't even tell. When it was all said and done, you couldn't even tell that, like, that wasn't factory. It
Yeah.
was pretty crazy. Um, and then Tom made some 3D brackets for the doors, sound treatment. The back was the trouble because the way they make those back speakers in the Mercedes are the dumbest things I've ever seen. Everything's riveted in, and they're riveted, like, think of like a W7 where the screws are behind, but the
Yeah.
rivets are behind the surround. So there's really no way to get them out of the door unless you unrivet the actual door panel, the door, like, inner skin. So you have to destroy the speaker. And then we had a 6.5 to go there that wasn't going to fit. So then we had to find someone locally that had like a 4-inch coax or component. And they
Yeah.
wanted to go active on those. So I had to run wires through the doors, which was a Molex. So I was overjoyed at that.
Who picked up the 4-inch?
Who picked them up?
Yeah.
Um, I think they just sent one of the
Oh,
many people that were there.
but could you imagine, like, you're just a local shop? I guess maybe in where they're at in Arizona, it's probably more common. But
Yeah.
if like a Brian Schmidt or a Dean or somebody comes into your car audio shop, it's like, what are you doing?
Well, yeah. So I mean, like, so the Orca people were there. So Nalika and Carrie were there, who are two of the primaries, and so they just called back to the office and had them call the two local dealers, and then I think Carrie went and picked them up.
And see what,
So
yeah, what they had in stock or whatever.
yeah, I mean, we just needed something to put back there, and they had some Kevlar fours, so it's like, yeah, we'll take them.
Right.
So we put those into the rear, and then the amplifier wise, and went with two of the Pro 530s. And then there was also another little Pico 4 channel that went in there to power the center channel and the two rear tweeters. Um, and they kept changing their freaking minds, man. I'm like, what's going? Or just tell me how you want this shit wired up, God. Um, but yeah, it was interesting. And then yeah, so like Fernando and TJ built this really complicated amp rack that they welded together. That was like took like 2 days. I mean,
Damn.
dude, it was when then Gary came up with this crazy subwoofer enclosure that him and Junior did, and I mean, it was nuts, man. It was nuts. They just kept getting in my way.
Yes.
Like, I want to just wire this amplifier. I got 8 wires. Just
Mhm.
stop. Give me. And it was like it never failed, man. I was like, "Mm."
I
Yeah,
always see like, I love the kind of fabrication where it's like you're factory integrating stuff. The kind that I think looks awesome, but is not for me, is the enclosure with all kinds of just router cuts in it for design purposes or
so
raised panels. Like, to
yeah,
I switch out equipment so much that it's not
right.
something that would ever be.
So Tom's style is very classy and very upscale. So, when we were sitting there Thursday night, we're outside and we're just hanging out. It was the only night we got to hang out, other than Monday night when then we were gonna leave the next day because of the party, and the car was done. But Tom was out there and he was drawing the idea that he had for because it all went in the spare tire well. So like you didn't even know there was anything in this car. Like
Yeah.
the cover just goes right over it, and there's nothing. It's like wow. I haven't put up any pictures yet, because dude, I was literally to the wire. I mean, it was like supposed to be there by 6:30, and we got it out the door at 6:30. Luckily, it was only going 200 feet away, so it wasn't a big
Right.
deal. But
I'm picturing an episode of not Pimp My Ride, but the show that they did after Pimp My Ride was a little bit more serious, and they have SEMA deadlines, and that's what I'm picturing going on.
this dude, trust me, even these guys were like, "This we bit off way more than we could chew on this one." I mean, these guys are used to doing like mobile solutions. If the days of old were always like work until 3 in the morning, sleep on the couch, and everyone's getting old. They don't want to do that shit anymore. And then we did this, and it was like this was just supposed to be something simple, and it got so sideways. It's like, damn it, man. Um,
That's how it goes.
the nice thing was is at the whatever the hell that was Monday. Natasha came out, so I got to spend some time with Natasha. Casey was sick, so that kind of sucked. Um, but we hung out, shot the shit, talked about morale, talked about Israel. Because for those of you guys don't know, Morale's an Israel-based company.
Well,
Um, and, well, there's some stuff going on over there.
it's going down. Oh, it went down. Yeah.
Yeah. So supposedly they're still open and working. They're north of the Gaza area, so supposedly they're not having any issues there, but I don't know. So it's very, very weird.
Yeah. Like, I mean, stuff's happening everywhere. It's not a good situation.
Gotta go walk the pups. There you go.
There you go. Listen on
Um,
headphones.
any thought? Wait, any thought line on your computer? I can't actually play cassettes. What is that? There's cassettes and CDs or files from
Oh, geez.
Wow, I mean, you're asking a lot there. Like convert to 7.1. Like that's the problem. You need a multi-mix track. I mean, there's nothing that's going to do that automatically.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a mixer and you'd have to sit there and mix the track. So that's, I mean, no.
That would be the audiophile version of rebasing.
I mean, that would be tough, man, because I mean, you'd literally have to I mean, like you'd have to be a sound engineer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because those are the guys that do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's in deep, man, because Linux laptop first. That's the first sign that he's in deep. Linux laptop, not a Windows laptop.
Yeah.
7.1 USB card. Whew. Yeah, man. You're in way deep. That's way deeper than I'd go.
I don't care that much.
No.
I mean, it's 2-channel audio, so you have to create the other 5 channels in the sub. So there's a lot of isolation and redoing, remixing, as it were. Yeah, it happens.
Oh,
Have a great show. Unfortunately, I have a meeting tonight. Okay, fine.
man.
Go ahead. Go have your meeting.
So listen, last week what
Yeah.
we did talk about was, Froza Audison guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he was I don't know, proselytizing the virtues of the 8-channel Audison.
Okay.
Because I've had my eye on the Gladen 8-channel,
Okay.
which is about half the price of the Moscone 8-channel. Still has a DSP. I think it's 90 watts a channel at 4 ohms.
Okay.
Roughly like $1,700.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out. I want a new 8-channel with some power, better DSP. I don't know where I want to go. I don't want to spend $4,000.
You also have a Blackbird.
Right, which is another option in that same price range.
Yeah.
How physically big is the Blackbird?
It's probably the smallest out of all of them.
Really? And it's what, 60 watts by 8?
I think it's 100 by 8.
It's 100 by 8?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a big boy.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see.
Christian, stop talking. That's an old 8-channel, man. Nobody wants that.
Oh, man.
But yeah, you also have the Blackbird. So I mean, okay. So your Moscone is the only one that's going to be. I mean, well, the Gladen. I don't know what the Gladen is. I don't think I've even seen the Gladen. Do they even sell that in the U.S.?
You can get it online. Where I've seen it.
Probably a no.
Probably not. It's probably gray market.
Yeah.
It's the Moscone Gladen 190.8 sold at.
Oh.
I don't want to say the place in case it is gray market.
Oh, 90.8. No, it's 90.8. It's the old one.
It's sold one then. Okay.
Yeah, I still have those. We just bought a bunch of those.
But is this the aerospace?
No.
DSP
not
software?
The new DSP. It's the old DSP.
So the one that I didn't really care for as much?
Correct. That's the one where you got to stack the crossovers. If you want the new one, that's the 1 8 to 10.
Which is that one's. Wait. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 8 to 10.
So then it's looking like a Blackbird.
Blackbird. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna get the old. I already know I don't like the old. I mean, I'm sure it's a fine amp, a great amp.
It is. I mean, we're putting one in. We got one we're going in right now.
Yeah, I just know that software, and I know it. It's not horrible, but it's not
your thing, man. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So so there again, there's some flagship DSP 8 channels. Audison, like the new Forza 8 channel is really nice. The Arc Audio is really nice. Arc Audio has a companion amp, which is similar to what Audison is doing. So you have the new Blackbird. So you have the Nighthawk is what it's called. So it's their 2-channel companion amp that you can run either subs or whatever else you want with, because it's a multi-channel. So you have output channels.
Right.
Obviously, yes, you're not interested in going with an 830.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Well,
That's
if I would go with the 830 if it was going in the Mercedes, but this is going in the Trooper, so I don't want to spend more on one amp than the whole Trooper's worth.
yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Oh,
Dean is very tired, Christian. Yes. Yes, he's very tired. Yeah. Yeah. No, this is true.
yeah. The
No, the thing is like, no. No, God, no. I mean,
hard
don't get me
no.
wrong. There's nothing wrong with that amplifier. It's a
Yeah.
great amplifier. There's just better amplifiers out there. Um, the two you're talking about, the Audison, is the Forza 8 channel. The new one is a
Right.
very nice amplifier, dude. Just an amazing amount of DSP processing built into it. The Moscone 8 to 10. There again, an amazing amount of DSP processing built into it. The Blackbird, it's 30 bands of anything you want. Any filter is available for every band. So if you want a notch, if you want a shelf, if you want a parametric, if you just want a up and down graphic, doesn't matter. Any band you can do anything you want with. So it's basically Arc said, okay, whatever. You know what? Here, fine, have
Have it
everything.
all. Have it all. Yeah.
Just have it all, and it's iData compatible. Which
And see, the thing is with me, really, honestly, I mean, the most basic DSP will do it for me because all I need is a parametric EQ, crossovers, level control,
yeah,
and then I'm halfway decent for time alignment, which all of them have, except for the JBL. It's decent, but I just hate the way that you have to do it.
it's kind of
Yeah, but I just need to do the Dean method and follow the balls across the to the dash
oh,
instead of doing all the measuring and then like, oh no.
yeah.
Because I've been doing the other method, I am left of stage.
Yeah, sure you are.
Middle left of stage.
That's only helpful when you wire it up backwards and left comes out of right,
Right.
right comes out of left. I'm ready to go, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I will say this. So, to me, what I had Christian do makes the most sense because Christian likes to interchange amplifiers. He just likes playing with amplifiers, and it's like, dude, fine. If you're gonna be buying an amplifier a week, just buy a really high end DSP and
Right.
put it in the car and leave it the fuck alone, and then go crazy. Buy out all the amplifiers you want. You know, in the end, it saves you a shit ton of money because you're not buying the most expensive amplifiers you can get your hand on. You throw out a really nice high end DSP, and it just
Yeah.
sits in the car, and you got 12 channels to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I mean, from that, to me, that makes the most sense for somebody that wants to play around. Is just get a really nice DSP that's just going to sit in there all the time and not even worry about it.
Well, see, and that's what the Trooper is, the sub testing, sub amp sub testing. That's why I want something that's static in there because the JBL's doesn't cut it because
So you know what you need? You
what?
need the PSM Pro.
Wait, what's this?
That's the Arc Audio replacement for the DSR1. It's
Okay.
a 6 to 8 DSP, full Arc, full laptop, this big,
Okay.
USB C. It's badass and it's reasonably priced.
Does
And
it have does it have see I have a pretty solid 6 channel amp that's
yeah, it's
staggered
RCA.
power that I could
That's what I'm
use.
saying. It's a tiny dude. You could put it behind your freaking radio and have 8 channels of RC output.
Mm,
It's
okay.
totally laptop controllable. So, and it's tiny. I got one at work. We have it on the show all the time. We talk about it because it's literally this big, and it's like badass, because you get that full arc DSP with all its with all the arcness.
With the arcness.
Yeah. What is a good DSP for guys who want
IQ amps.
A matching kicker one, but isn't patient enough.
Uh,
Dude, man, so for all the kicker guys that are like, kicker key is like that's the extent of how I want to do my stuff. Alpine has their new Optim 8 out, which is it's either you have to use an iPhone or their microphone to set it up, and it does like this mapping with the phone. It's really weird, and I don't know how well it works. I don't.
that was my question. Like, can it get you 75% of the way there?
Sure. Yeah. 75%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there again, I also look at it like most of the guys that are using this have never heard great car audio in the first place. So,
Yeah.
they're blown away. But the reason why I bring it up is they have the 8-channel amplified version, and they just announced and are shipping a 6-channel version of
Oh, wow.
non-amplified. So it's just 6 in, 6
channel
out.
was pretty reasonable too when I looked it up.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not crazy money.
Yeah.
But the thing is those products are designed around guys that don't want to get like crazy into tuning a car. They just want to like hit the magic button, so to speak.
Which I think for Andy, I know he has a kicker key. Just run it to a bigger amp because he's got he's got a lot of bass, Just run
Yeah,
it
you
to
can use a kicker key as a preamp. I
right.
mean, that's literally when the first time they were doing that in the dealer meeting class, and like Aaron gets up there and he's like, "Yeah, just use it as a." I go, "Who in the fuck would do that?" Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then because at the time, no one. You got to remember, this is a time when no one had even heard of key lock,
Right.
let alone like why would you do it like that? Because kick-ass marketing.
Yeah.
And then we started doing them, and we made a couple videos on them, and it was like, oh yeah, I could totally see doing that, because if
Exactly.
this sounds good. See, the problem is you just got to make sure you voltage match the output so you don't screw up what the key is doing. So but no, you could definitely just come right out of a key. Because I have the 200.4 as a preamp running a CX. See, that's the problem, man. You ain't got a big enough amplifier. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of an adjustable DSP may get more juice. So get rid of this. That's the problem. The CX 360.4 is a dog. Like, dude, that has been my biggest complaint with those guys is that, dude, stop coming out with these little shitty 4-channel amplifiers. Like, the key is almost as big as your 360.4. Like, it's just not enough power. It's so it's frustrating, man.
Dude, you need that. So that I know that they have a big 2-channel that's marine focused.
Mm-hmm.
2 of those, bro.
Oh yeah,
Like 3 or 600 watts by.
Well, I mean that would be fine, but see, the problem is a lot of those marine amps don't put up any power until they're loaded.
Yeah.
So it's like, man. One day,
Yeah.
Kicker may have an amplifier.
No. Well, I mean, let's see them. Let's see them.
I mean,
Because right now it's what CX KXMA.
Yeah.
And the key, right?
Yeah. It's kind of a bummer. I mean, honestly, I would just buy another CXA 360.4. As long as I'm at a 4-ohm load, who cares? I just run 2 of those.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, why not? I mean, just get, all the watts. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're gonna be waiting a while for that, but 1,000.4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy,
Mm-hmm.
I've got I got the perfect amp for you here.
Okay.
2006 model. It's about, I think it's 33 inches long.
Okay.
The Rockford Fosgate 1500.4.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, I want one of those. Yeah. Totally.
Oh, that thing's freaking huge. Freaking huge.
Yeah. Rockford does have 1,000.4.
Yeah.
They have
they have a small one too, don't they?
I have no idea, but they have the it's dual VU meters, the same size as the 2,500.1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, we had one of those on the wall for so long, and I was like,
I believe Derek has one and the 2,500. that I mean, realistically, you'd never run it in a vehicle, but it would be so cool to have it on a display, just to see the VUs on both of them. And
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where it's like I look at it and go, I would love to have one, but they're so big and so not practical.
right,
Like
yeah,
I don't want 1,000 watts by 4 of anything.
dude,
You
and
know?
that's the whole point. It's like I wanted to have this 1500.4 because just I always wanted one, but
Yeah,
guess where
yeah,
it's at?
yeah. Oh,
It's
for
under my
sure.
bed. I can't even fit it in here.
No, it's gigantic.
Yeah, so it's under my bed. I've got it with the box, the birth
Yeah,
certificate, and all that,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
under my bed, and my wife bumps the vacuum into it.
I built a van years ago that had 5. Had 2 of those and 3 of the 4,000 ones.
Did they stack them like this then? A
Yes,
vertical? Yeah,
I had to build this really fucked up amp rack to put them all in the car,
yeah.
and he just kept buying more of them, and I was like, "Dude, you need to stop.
You got a problem.
You need to stop, man. We don't This is ridiculous."
I bet he must have had some kind of electrical.
Yeah, yeah, he had batteries for days.
Yeah.
Had 615s, so it's a 2000 it was a 4,001 on 215s, and then the tons of mids and highs on the 1,500.4s. It was annoying,
Yeah,
to say the least.
I can imagine,
Yeah,
yeah.
he maxed out a bunch of credit cards to build that car.
I bet.
It's the dumbest thing ever, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the dumbest thing ever. You know, okay, so here's the problem, right? So you say a big 4 channel. What the fuck are you gonna run it on? Because the problem is with the passive crossovers, right?
yeah,
Because the passive crossovers are not going to be able to translate the power output. So like, anything over 100 watts, those passive crossovers, maybe we'll say 120 just to be like you got good passive crossovers. Anything past that, the passive crossovers are just gonna be like, nah. Whereas you took 70 watts by 4 and put them to the tweeters and go active, that's way more power.
and
And it's gonna sound
I
way
bet
better.
you that's the situation with Andy. He may be wanting to go active. That may be why
Just
he
buy
wants.
another 360.4.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, reality. Well, yeah, then the 200.4 isn't going to do anything because you need
yeah,
more
and it's
RAM.
like, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I would, there again, dollar wise with the most functionality is the DSR one. The DSR one is 8 channels of like, wow, really easy to use. But but there again, you still have to understand how a DSP works. Whereas like the Optimate is just like,
Magic. There you go.
and it's just mapping the front of the car and, you know,
Remember the 80 PRS had their that was the first auto EQ I remember. Did you
oh,
ever?
the Pioneer. Yeah,
Dude, it
we
was
used a ton
so
of
bad.
those.
It was so bad. The
Oh,
auto
it
EQ on it.
well, so the reason why is because it was flipped.
Yeah.
It was made for right-hand drive, so you always had to flip the time alignment.
And it was
Yeah,
just
because it was always like, wow, that time alignment just sucks. Yeah.
yeah, and I've never liked the EQ on auto EQ, with the exception of the kicker key, and I still like to adjust it because I like a little less bass and maybe a little bit more high end, but it's
Well,
the closest I've experienced yet.
it's an American tune.
Yeah.
All the other ones are Japanese tunes, and believe it or not, that makes a big deal because they don't like bass. Dude, anytime you did one of those Pioneers, it took the subwoofer to the floor. And it was just like, oh wow, okay, that sucks.
Where'd it go? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was like we had bass. Oh, it's at -20. Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm sure it sounds great. I mean, that's what we had in Haley's car was the kicker key on the front and the quad box. So we
Yeah.
had the 25, the KX or whatever the hell it is. I don't remember what they call those things. The red slash.
Yeah.
2400.1 on the kicker, the quad box. And long before anyone could do it, haha, because we had the only one.
And it
So,
which ended up being the greatest moment in 12V Talk history.
oh my god, I still laugh at that.
That I still laugh at it too because like just the pure shock in Derek's face at that moment. It was like
Dude,
you can't fake that. You can't fake
no, it was so good.
it.
I was
He's right.
laughing uncontrollably on my
Yeah.
couch, just watching it go down. I'm like, this is the best.
Oh,
Haley was gonna be like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "I'm watching Derek melt."
yeah.
Yeah,
They went rogue.
yeah, yeah. The KX
Oh,
2400. Yeah, Christian knows where
yeah.
it's at. It's on the wall. You just
I
stare.
I bought a KXA 2400 used, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it in to do this last Celebrate test. Guess what? It didn't work. I'm gonna test it one more time before I send it to Kicker to get it repaired. But yeah, so somebody got me. They got me on that one for sure.
How much did they sell to you for?
400.
You know, I wish I needed money like that because I just sell mine.
Yeah,
It's like, it means more than $400 to me.
right.
You know, I mean,
Well,
the
I wanted one because I didn't have one, so I was like, well, might
yeah,
as well get
it's like I got the Q class amps,
one. Mhm.
and I'm like, I got a 2 channel and I got a 5 channel, and the
The
problem
five
is you're not.
channel is rare as hell now.
Yeah,
You can find the rest of them for
yeah,
sale, but
I got the 5 channel,
yeah,
but it's like, the fuck am I gonna do with it? Like,
yeah.
I mean, another 2 years, you're not gonna be able to even run it in a car because
Right, it's got a shelf life, not only because the DSP software, but because, like, the problem that you ran into
yeah,
where it won't
voltage.
get the voltage issue.
Yeah. So, but keep in mind, it means more than the small amount of money I get for it. So, I was happy to sell the Zen 9. That fucker had to go. But I never bought that. I never bought it with the intention of holding on to it
Right.
forever. I bought it with the intention of making sure the market didn't erode, because what, Paul wanted to sell it for was like, no.
No, I'll
You
get
know,
that, yeah.
yeah, no, let's not do that because then they won't be worth anything. So, it just sat on the shelf. So I was happy to get rid of it.
That's
I know
also a
Christian.
large amp.
Yeah, I know Christian really wanted it, but Derek ended up with it. So it was funny too, because even the last time I opened it up just to make sure everything was cool and
Yeah,
all the pieces were in there, because like I think we only opened it twice. You know, it walked around K-Fest floor in Dallas in 2018. That was, Jeff kept it in his hotel room, and
yeah.
it just kept walking around. And then it came back to us, and it's literally sat in the box until they sent me the wood crate to put it in. And then we took it out and put it in that, and then it's been sitting on the shelf. It sat on the shelf ever since then. We never opened it back up again because it's just such a pain in the ass.
Did,
So
so does Jeff have one of every special edition then for Phoenix Gold?
I think he does. I think he does.
That's one. I'm not much of a collector now, but I think all the special editions were cool in their own way.
Yeah, I mean, I think all special editions are cool in their own way. I mean, I just don't know if I just don't feel like I need to have them all. You
No.
know?
They had, like, the Outlaw, which was kind of plain because it was the M series, which, like, there's, like, some revisionist history going on because I noticed that people like the M series Phoenix Gold amps way more than the MS, and it's like, dude, like, the M series suck compared to the MS, in my opinion. Like, the ones I used, they were just way bigger, but that's where this, like, the son of Frank Ampenstein and
I
that
mean,
was
for marketing wise, it was a great idea because it was just a bunch of shit they couldn't sell.
yeah, right.
So let's. I mean, cutting heat sinks was cheap back then, so just cut them longer and screw them down.
Yeah,
It's
put 2
like,
boards in there, call it
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. One beefier 15 ported or two smaller 15 sealed for a daily. Man,
Well,
I'm not doing a daily 15s, man. Like I mean, 15s are not a daily driver unless all you like. I mean, if all you're playing is like deep bass shit, then
yeah,
15s are great, but like normal music just doesn't work with 15s all that well.
yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
more of a I'll either if I'm not running a 12-inch, it's like I like 8-inch drivers.
so would you say that he's going to get better performance out of a sealed 215s because it's going to widen the bandwidth, decrease the volume, or go, because I feel the one ported is just going to be boomy as shit.
Yeah. I would
You
go
know?
with a single sealed 15 and maybe a little bit oversized box
Yeah.
just so you can get maybe a little lower.
Just so you can make it sound like a 12.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
But you
love
can probably play a
15.
little
I
bit
love
lower.
15s for dailies, but need 8-inch mid bass. I mean,
Lord,
hey,
yeah.
everyone's dailies, everyone's daily. You all crazy out there, so it's
But
all good, man.
that's where bass heads and SQ guys meet. Both of them love 8-inch mid basses.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
like
But you
they
gotta
can
have,
agree on that.
you gotta
The
have a 2 or
style
3 inch
level,
mid range.
right? But the style of them are different. And right, yeah, no, they
Yeah,
have. See, the SQ guys have 2 or 3 inch mid range and a tweeter. The SPL guys have a 3-inch bullet tweeter.
yeah, and an 8-inch bullet tweeter.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
I got 4 8s. I got 4 dimes. I got 4 6s. I got 27 horn tweeters. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, just
word.
I'm just the Maxwell tapes, the cover of them. That's what I imagine with those. That's what I feel
Yeah,
like.
I mean that's it
I'm
too.
just in the chair, my tie's way back here. Yeah.
You can totally eat your cake and have it too. Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's all about the cake, man. Who doesn't love cake?
Yeah.
Make it, eat it, put it in the refrigerator, have it again later. I mean,
I just had a slice of cake before we started the show, so
dude,
we're
it's all I'm having all my cake,
yeah.
bro.
It was dry. It was not good cake. It was like
Yeah,
dry.
I mean, it's still a cake. I mean,
I mean,
shitty
yeah,
cake
it
is
is
still
still
cake.
cake, right?
Bro, I saw the power move this weekend that just fucking blew my mind, man. And everyone was standing around going, damn. Dean does not love bullet tweeters. So check this out. Cupcakes. All right. We're gonna take a food jag here for a minute. So we're at this thing and they have chocolate cupcakes. And Ada goes, hey man, get me a cupcake. I go, of course. Here's a cupcake. Anybody else want a cupcake? I was handing out cupcakes. Okay. One dude or Ada takes the cupcake and cuts it in half, the bottom, cuts off the bottom half. All right.
Yeah.
Puts it on top.
Makes it a
Makes,
sandwich.
makes a fucking sandwich out of it
There you
and
go.
starts eating it. And he goes, this is how you eat it without getting whipped cream on your face. I go, damn.
Move.
That was a total power move. And I said, where the hell just and he goes, my daughter taught it to me this week. I was
You
like,
know what I would have done? I would have cut the bottom half off and thrown the top half away. Because I actually just like the cake part more
I don't
than
like frosting either. I'm not, but still,
yeah.
I hate frosting. I
Yeah.
go, ugh.
Like if it's like a nice moist cupcake, like yeah, forget about the frosting. I don't care
I
about
don't,
it.
I don't like
Be
frosting.
gone. Yeah.
I like one type of frosting and that's it. And they don't ever have that on cupcakes. So
Yeah.
I am not a foodie. I'm not a foodie. I've told everyone knows this, Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
I'm
Dean
not.
eats the things Dean eats.
Yeah, I'm not a foodie, dude. Like this shit is lost on me. But that was a very cool trick. I was like, damn.
Yeah. That,
That's
that was a good move.
yeah, his daughter showed it to him too. I know, it's crazy, right? I thought that was neat as shit. I mean, honestly, I want to go get a cupcake now.
Yeah. Well, see, Baba's also just throw it on the plate and eat it with a fork.
No frosting anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, if I have a plate, that's where the frosting is going because I'm going, and then Sue will come behind me and go, like, hey man, some people like frosting. What's the best micro low pro sub built-in amp?
That the Rockford?
So it's not low pro though, but depending on space, the P300 8-inch ported that they make, Rockford makes, is like badass. Like
Yeah.
it puts out way more bass than it should. And then you have, of course, the Kicker makes the amplified the
It's a
comp
downfire, right?
yeah, downfire and comp RT things, which are pretty good.
Yeah.
But that
Downfires are
8
cool
inch,
because you can just throw like your wife can throw all her shit on top of it. It's gonna be fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
The 8-inch is pretty crazy though, man. Like we do that in a lot of pickup trucks,
Yeah.
and it's like, wow. Every time we do one, we're just like, wow, like, damn. Because
You didn't
I never sold them, and then one day I was out, and Fernando did one in this dude's truck, and he goes, dude, you got to hear it. You should have heard that thing. I go, really? He goes, man, that thing is awesome. And I was like, I mean, if you say so, I'll take your word for it. I said, okay. So I sold one. And he's like, dude, you're going to love this. Silverado extended cab. Yeah, if you're trying to go underneath that back seat, man, that And there again, it's an 8-inch. So I mean, if you got like some normal speakers in the car, maybe 50 watts or something, or you're powering off a radio, like if you're doing a key or something like that, but yeah, that thing kicks ass. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're trying to rattle your windshield, no, it's not obviously, but no, the P308, extremely affordable. You just need an 8-gauge kit, easy to install. Yeah, we do those all the time. They make a 10-inch wedge too that might fit. I don't remember.
I don't
I
think
wonder
you
what
can
sounds
pick.
better, SQL15 or Rockford 5-gate.
They're all completely different subwoofers.
Yeah,
They're with 3 different goals in mind.
yeah, but it's gonna be the P3. Honestly, the best one would probably be the L7X.
I haven't heard the SQL15s, but that's a stereo integrity driver.
Yeah,
And they do a lot of home stuff. They typically sound pretty good, but I haven't heard that particular driver, so I couldn't say.
I don't know. I honestly, the bass is the last thing I worry about.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care. It's like, you want bass? Okay. Yeah, we'll put some of those in.
It's
Bass is easy, man.
It's the easiest and cheapest to do.
Yeah.
Because you can get good depending on if you want Andy in his Eclipse bass, well, then yeah, it's not gonna be cheap. But if you just want average bass that the normal person can listen to, yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a Rockford Fosgate P308, if that's what you're asking. Yeah. Peta. What's up, Peta? Hi, it's Peta from PS Sound, PS Audio. I met him.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy. He was
Yeah,
here in the States recently. So
I seen that for SQ Finals.
yeah.
Yeah. I like his videos. They're fun videos.
Oh no, dude, he's a great guy. He's a smart dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to go over there and hang out with him, not come over here and hang out with him. But yeah. No, a lot of Peters over there. Everybody's named Peter. Would you remember my name? Yeah, it's Peter. I mean, it's got to be Peter. It's Peter, right? I mean,
Oh.
that trip there was like 20 Peters.
Yeah.
Peter, maybe? Oh yeah, What you got?
Peter or Peter? Yeah.
Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife like the Peter. No, he's cool though, man. He does do good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, best 6.5 components. That's a joke, right? $300 budget. I mean, listen, man. If they're all good at $300, they're all gonna be good. I mean, check out the Kenwood stuff, the Kenwood Excellent stuff.
Oh, I like those. The XRs.
Yeah, whatever the hell they're called.
They have a new model, but the ones I done were the 6 3/4, and they were nice.
Yeah, check out the Kenwood stuff at that price point. Yeah, Kenwood all day long. Excellent. Got to get the Excellent stuff though, not the regular crap. At the regular crap, go buy something else because that's But yeah, or if you want something that's easy to put in, might be around that price point. Is the depending on what you're going for, but like if you want to just be like roasted out of the car, like you want to hear breaking glass. Price wise, look at the Focal auditors. Because like we put those in Haley's car, and those things were like, holy shit.
I'm always curious about the 6.5 setup with the 2s, only because I like not 6.5, 6x9. I like having that big of a driver for a mid bass in the door. The 2s, I don't know how good or bad because I've never used that setup, but I've always been curious on that setup.
Like the kickers?
No, doesn't Kenwood do that?
Kenwood does the 6902s. Oh, the 6902s kick ass.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best sounding 2-inch in the bunch, man. Those things kick ass. Like we know that. We tested them all because I got yelled at. No, those are badass, man. Those things are really nice. Somebody will have an actual fully functional 2.5 with tweeter next year. So that'll be nice. Because the problem is here's the problem. People tell companies that they need things, and then they'll go, okay, here's this. They don't even know what they're for half the time.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, let's play these things, and they're like, they sound like total dick. And they're like, what? This isn't what it, this is dumb. This sounds like crap. What do you mean? You said you needed a 2-inch. Yeah, but it's a middler. It's got to work.
Yeah.
Oh,
I need that full range, bro. 20 killer.
man. I ain't got full brains and nothing.
Yeah.
Dinner break, y'all. Don't keep Baba from dinner.
Yeah. With that being said, let's talk about a Disney movie
Oh yeah.
that
She's
stars
always
Rosario
getting tired.
Dawson.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Come check it out.
Thank you guys so much for watching, man. Next week.
Yeah. Oh, let me finish with this.
Yes.
I went ahead and started channel memberships for people that want to have special logos by their names or Hi-Fi Vega, do special Hi-Fi Vega emojis. So if you want to do that, do it.
Very cool.
If not, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
See ya.